Hey there, I am very excited to show off my new gifts that I got for the holidays. As many of you know, I am a crafter, and so when I started having to buy specialty yarns online for my projects, I didn't realize that it doesn't come nice and neat in a ball that you would get at Joann's or Michael's or some of these big yarn stores. It actually oftentimes comes like this. And that's fine if you have the time to wind it all up in a ball and or have some help doing it, because once you take the labeling off, it looks something like this. And what happens is if you use it like this, it's going to knot up and become quite an issue as you're doing your project, and it's going to cause a lot of frustration. So typically when I get the yarn like that, I would have to spend about a half hour winding it up into a ball so that I could actually start my project. And that usually meant having a family member available to hold it like this while I wound it up. So very excited about my new gifts. This is a ball winder, and I didn't realize it when I had asked for a ball winder, but I didn't realize I also needed the Swift or the wire frame to go along with it. So these two items together actually make an awesome gift, and they're really easy to use, which makes it a lot easier to wind the yarn and use it for my projects. So when you use these together and you wind it up, you actually end up with what they call a cake. And it looks something like that. And it's very easy to use this as opposed to this. So I'm going to show you how this is done. So when you get the yarn like this, you're going to want to cut off the label, and typically it's a piece of yarn that holds it together, so you want to cut that too, but be careful that you're not cutting the actual yarn itself. Now with the Swift or the wire frame, this is adjustable. So it's got a little button on here where it'll open and close. So you want to close it slightly so that you can put the yarn around it, and then we'll open it up so that it holds it tight. So I'm just going to lay it on here, and then I'm going to push this up to hold it tight. All right. The next thing you want to do is find the end of the yarn. There's going to be two ends. Typically one's on the inside and one's on the outside. And you're going to want the one from the outside because this is going to spin as you pull the yarn. So you want to make sure that the yarn is adjusted properly on the Swift so that it's pulling from the outside all the time. And I think this is the piece that we want to use. Okay. Next I'm going to feed it through the little wire on my yarn ball winder, and then the top of the yarn winder actually has a notch in here, so I'm just going to put the yarn through the notch to hold it, just like that. Okay. Now I typically just hold the yarn with one hand so that it doesn't knot up as this is spinning, and then with the other hand I'm going to wind the yarn winder. All right, and so it's very easy, very simple, just like that. And it starts winding around the yarn winder. Very cool. And you don't want to go too fast because sometimes this may get caught and then it can cause a knot or something like that. So you just go as fast as it feels smooth to you. And it's really cool because this is super easy and I don't need help, and my relatives don't have to stand there with their arms hanging out while I ball the yarn. So this will keep going until I finish the yarn and it ends up on the ball. And as you can see, it's starting to look real nice and neat on the ball winder here. Okay, and then once that's all done, real easy, you're just going to pull this off the top, and then you end up with a cake. Super easy, super excited, because this is going to be very helpful with my projects. So thank you.